This is Triple R Midday News with Loughlin Patrick and Jaqueline Stanley.
The Governor of Victoria, Linda Dessau, is hosting a service to mark the proclamation of the new monarch, His Majesty King Charles III. The ceremony is being held after the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II in Scotland last week. The flags at Government House have been raised to full mast and will be lowered at the end of the ceremony. They will remain at half-mast until September 19th, which marks the end of the UK's official period of national mourning for the Queen. Governor Dessau proclaimed the Queen's death minutes ago.
Prince Charles Philip Arthur George, Prince of Wales, Knight of the Order of Australia, who is now His Majesty King Charles III, by the grace of God, King of Australia and his other realms and territories, Head of the Commonwealth. God save the King.
Victorians will get a 4-day weekend with a public holiday for the National Day of Mourning, falling on next Thursday the 22nd, before the AFL Grand Final holiday.
A lengthy police chase across Melbourne's northern and southern suburbs has resulted in an arrest this morning. Police allege that a 27-year-old Fawkner man evaded police in a Volkswagen Golf with false number plates. He travelled from Kurrajong, north of Melton, to South Melbourne across the 3-hour-long pursuit. The man has been hit with 5 charges, including dangerous driving, committing indictable offences while on bail, and possession of a controlled weapon. He has been remanded to appear before Sunshine's Magistrates Court today. Today marks 80 years since 3-year-old William Tyrrell went missing from his foster grandmother's home on the New South Wales mid-north coast. Strikeforce Roseanne detectives have assured the public that their investigation is very much active and ongoing. There is a $1 million reward for information leading to the recovery of the boy. United States President Joe Biden has paid tribute at the Pentagon overnight to those who lost their lives in the September 11 attacks.
And I know for all those of you who've lost someone, 21 years is both a lifetime and no time at all.
A health advocacy group is pushing for Australians to be more aware of a little-known heart condition. Hearts for Heart estimates 500,000 Australians have atrial fibrillation, a number CEO Tanya Hall expects to double over the next decade.
So with an ageing population, the rise in obesity, hypertension, the things that would ordinarily put people at risk is why there will be such a huge increase in prevalence. But even though the risk increases as you get older, we also know that it is affecting people of all ages. Not everybody experiences symptoms, and so that's why we encourage anybody to, who are over the age of 65 or experiencing symptoms or feeling as though something isn't quite right, to go to your GP and get your heart checked.
Atrial fibrillation symptoms include dizziness, shortness of breath, and palpitations. 30% of those with the condition are undiagnosed. The AFLW called off plans for a minute's silence to remember the Queen during the weekend's Indigenous round, after pushback from community members. A minute's silence originally went ahead during Friday's Western Bulldogs vs Fremantle match, causing a Welcome to Country to be abandoned. But after feedback from the community and all 16 AFLW clubs, the league shelved plans for further memorials. Bulldogs director Belinda Duarte supported the move, saying we must understand what this brings up for First Peoples, the impact of colonisation, and what the monarchy represents for us and our families. But former club vice president Susan Alberti has expressed disappointment in the decision.
I understand that, but why can't we combine the both? I mean, I have enormous respect for the Aboriginal community. I have for years and years and years, and I'm all inclusive. But why can't we do both? What is so difficult?
In more AFL news, the Demons lost their bid for a spot in the preliminary finals after a second-half surge from the Lions. Brisbane will take on Geelong at the MCG on Friday night. The Magpies defeated the Dockers 79-59 and will face the Swans at the SCG on Saturday. A Monday morning scramble for flights and tickets to the clash has begun, with airlines increasing airfares for flights between Melbourne and Sydney over the weekend. Some Qantas flights are estimated to cost fans over $1,600. To the US Open, Carlos Alcaraz beat Casper Ruud to earn his first Grand Slam title at age 19 and become the youngest man to be ranked world number 1. In other results, top seed Iga Swiatek defeated Ons Jabeur in straight sets to claim the women's singles title 6-2, 7-6.
Now to Melbourne's weather. It'll be partly cloudy today with a chance of showers, a top of 13 degrees. On Tuesday, an expected top of 14 degrees, and later in the week, it'll warm up to 18 degrees on Wednesday.
This has been Triple R Midday News with Loughlin Patrick and Jaqueline Stanley.